Alright, let's start with a question. What goes through your mind when you're asked to collaborate with a living legend? For Becky Baldwin, that moment came when Tony Iommi invited her to play bass on his solo album. But here's the twist, she didn't think she'd last past the first session. And honestly, that reaction tells us way more about the weight of musical legacy than you might expect. Let me unpack this, because the story isn't just about a bass line. It's about self-doubt, trust, and how icons like Iommi redefine what it means to collaborate. First, picture this, you're Becky, sitting in a studio with the guy who wrote Iron Man. You've got your bass, your skills, but your mind's racing. She admits she asked for a photo right then, fearing it'd be her only chance. Why? Because when you're face to face with a legend, imposter syndrome hits harder. And here's where Iommi's response cracks me up. He laughs, calls her bluff, and says, "You'll be back in 2 weeks." That's not just confidence, it's a masterclass in putting someone at ease. He's seen it all, right? From Ozzy to Dio, he's worked with musicians who probably felt the same nerves. So he doesn't just accept vulnerability, he disarms it. But let's pause. Why does this matter? Because Iommi's career has always been about chemistry. Black Sabbath wasn't just riffs, it was a team. And now, decades later, he's still building chemistry with new players. Becky's arc, from shaky first session to pride in the finished album, mirrors the creative process itself. It's messy, emotional, and deeply human. And honestly, that's what makes this project feel alive. It's not nostalgia, it's evolution. Now, let's talk about Karl, the drummer who ended up on the whole album. His take? Gratitude for the freedom to play with expression. Which, again, speaks to Iommi's ethos. He's not a dictator in the studio. He's a curator. He picks talent and lets them breathe. Contrast that to how many legacy acts operate, sticking to formulas, fearing change. Tony's approach. It's why heavy metal still pulses today. He's not trapped in the 70s, he's inviting fresh blood to keep the genre's heart beating. And here's a thought, Becky and Karl aren't just session musicians. They are part of a lineage. Think about it, Merciful Fate, Robbie Williams' band, these aren't obvious dots to connect. But Iommi sees the thread. He's always blended chaos and precision, whether it's with Sabbath or this solo work. So when Becky says she's proud of the record, it's not just ego. It's pride in being part of something bigger. A legacy that started in Birmingham, birthplace of metal, now expanding its universe. But wait, what's the deeper story here? For me, it's about how legends choose to lead. Tony could have phoned it in. He could have recycled riffs. Instead, he's mentoring, trusting, and yes, still surprising people. That photo Becky wanted. It's not just a keepsake. It's a symbol of how moments like these redefine careers. And maybe even more, it's a reminder that even the giants of music still look for new sparks. So here's my closing question. When's the last time you saw a collaboration that felt this genuine? Not a cash grab, not a reunion tour, but a real, messy, heartfelt creation. Because in an age of algorithms and AI, what Becky, Karl, and Tony built, that's the stuff that still matters. And that's why we keep coming back to stories like this. It's not just about bass lines or drum fills, it's about why music still moves us. What do you think? Drop your thoughts below.